I'm Adrian Seet, and this is Nightline, the top stories. Government agrees in principle to review Sedition Act. And 6-month police plot to arrest Datuk Sri Sanusi baseless, says DIGP. Thanks for joining us. The Cabinet has agreed in principle to review the Sedition Act 1948 to ensure that it is used solely to protect the royal institution from any form of provocation. The move came after the findings of last week's legal dialogue to combat provocative issues involving religion, race and royalty, or 3R, that was tabled in the Cabinet on Tuesday. In a statement, Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for Law and Institutional Reforms, Datuk Sri Azalina Othman Said, stated that other aspects related to provocation involving religion and ethnicity will also be examined, and new legislation may be enacted if necessary in order to safeguard national unity and harmony by taking into account the views of rulers of the Head of Islam, as well as from best international practices and principles. She also said that the Legal Affairs Division of the Prime Minister's Department, BHEUUJPM, will take the necessary steps to conduct a detailed review of the Act to propose amendments aimed at holistically safeguarding the royal institution. The dialogue held on Friday was attended by representatives from various ministries and departments, including the National Unity Ministry, civil society organizations, non-governmental organizations and academics. Previously, Datuk Sri Azalina said that the results of the discussions will allow the Cabinet to assess whether the existing laws are sufficient or need improvement, and thereby curbing the exploitation of these issues, especially as political tools. Her statement came just days after Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim reminded all quarters that criticising the rulers was off limits, as they are beyond politics. Caretaker Kedah Menteri Besar Datuk Sri Muhammad Sanusi Mat Noor's claim that the police had 6 months ago begun a plot to arrest and undermine him is baseless. Deputy Inspector General of Police Datuk Sri Ayub Khan Maidin Piche said police action against him had stemmed from a series of insults he allegedly hurled at the royal institution earlier this month.
Tengok kronologi kes yang amat berhormat Sanusi ni, Turis Sanusi ni, dia buat kenyataan pada 11 hari bulan 7, kan? 12 hari bulan 7 dah ada orang buat report polis. Dan 13 hari bulan 7, 14 hari bulan 7, ahli Majlis Diraja Selangor telah buat report. So daripada susulan kronologi itulah kita membuat tanggapan.
Datuk Sri Ayub explained that police only proceeded with the arrest on July the 18th based on these reports and subsequently charged him in court. In view of this, he stressed that the issue of the police investigating Datuk Sri Muhammad Sanusi before the mentioned events occurred or there is conspiracy against him does not arise. Datuk Sri Ayub also pointed out that many warnings had been issued to all quarters against touching on royalty, religion and race, and even the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah had decreed on the matter. Therefore, he warned everyone, especially politicians, not to make up stories as the police will take action regardless of one's background. On Sunday, Datuk Sri Sanusi claimed that 6 months ago, his intelligence source had cautioned that action would be taken against him for being vocal and that he should watch out for people out to harm him. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Ayub rejected allegations that the police were inefficient in dealing with the controversial incident involving British pop rock band, the 1975, at the Good Vibes Festival 2023 in Sepang last Friday. He explained that police only received reports about the band's disrespectful antics hours after the group had left the country for the United Kingdom.
So, jadi 6 jam dia orang tu berlepas. Dan report yang dibuat adalah keesokan harinya, itu pada 22 hari bulan, jam lebih kurang pukul 2 petang.
Datuk Sri Ayub said the case is still being investigated under the Penal Code as well as the Minor Offences Act. The Good Vibes Festival ran into controversy after the 1975's frontman Matty Healy went on a drunken rant and publicly attacked local laws as well as breached local performance guidelines, which led to the band's set to be cut short before the concert was stopped at 11:30 p.m. on July 21st. The government subsequently banned the group from performing in Malaysia and cancelled the festival, which was initially set to run until Sunday. In another development, the Deputy IGP said the case of former One Malaysia Development Berhad 1MDB legal counsel Jasmine Lu Aiswan is still being investigated by police before it will be handed over to the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC. On July 12th, Home Minister Datuk Sri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail confirmed that the police had detained Lu, who was a close associate of fugitive businessman Lau Tek Jo or Jo Lo, on July 7th to assist in investigations into the 1MDB scandal. Lu, a former 1MDB Group Strategic Executive Director, was believed to have been part of the fugitive businessman Jo Lo's inner circle and possessed information regarding 1MDB. DAP on Tuesday announced 19 candidates, including 7 new faces to contests in the state election in Pulau Pinang next month, with 5 caretaker state executive council members dropped from the list. Its Secretary General Anthony Loke revealed that amongst those being dropped are caretaker Second Deputy Chief Minister Dr. P. Ramasamy and caretaker State Social Development and Non-Islamic Religious Affairs Committee Chairman, who is also DAP Wanita Chief, Chong Eng. According to Loke, the move to drop the 5 caretaker EXCO members, which also includes caretaker State Environmental and Welfare Committee Chairman P. Boon Po, Yo Soo Hin, who held the State Tourism and Creative Economy Committee portfolio, and Sun Lip Chi, who is the caretaker State Youth and Sports Committee Chairman, was in line with the party's revitalisation efforts and to maintain its relevance.
Age kita di kalangan semua calon ialah 46.5 tahun. Jadi adalah satu angka yang agak muda, iaitu kita seperti yang saya katakan, kita sudah berada di Pulau Pinang selama 3 penggal dan kita mahu membuat renewal proses dalam pilihan raya kali ini, di mana ada beberapa tokoh yang telah pun berkhidmat sudah 3 penggal akan memberikan laluan kepada muka-muka baru. Jadi kita ada 7 calon muka baru yang akan diletakkan oleh parti dalam pilihan raya kali ini.
Loke, when announcing the list of candidates, also said caretaker Pulau Pinang Chief Minister Chow Kong Yao and DAP Chairman Lim Guan Eng will defend their Padang Kota and Ai Putih seats respectively. Also defending their respective seats are Zairil Khair Johari, who is the only Malay candidate fielded by the party, and Jagdeep Singh Dio for Tanjung Bunga and Datuk Keramat seats. As for the new faces, Loke said they are P. Sin Z for Sungai Puyu seat, Chi Ye Kin for Bagan Jermal seat, Kumaran Krishnan for Bagan Dalam seat, Sundaraju Somu for Perai seat, Wing Yui Hang for Pengkalan Kota seat, Wu Zi Zeng for Pulau Tikus seat, and Tan Hui Peng for Seri Delima seat. The Election Commission EC will hold a special meeting on August the 3rd to discuss matters related to the by-elections for the Pulau Parliamentary and Simpang Jeram state seats in Johor. Its Secretary, Dato' Ikmalruddin Isha, said the 2 parliamentary and state seats were left vacant following the death of its incumbent, who was also the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister, Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub, on Sunday. In a statement on Tuesday, Dato' Ikmalruddin said the special meeting will decide the important dates for the Pulau Parliamentary and the Simpang Jeram state seat by-elections, such as the dates for the issuance of the election writ, nomination, early voting and polling, as well as the electoral to be used and other preparations. He added the special meeting will be chaired by the EC chairman Tan Sri Abdul Ghani Saleh and a press conference will be held after the meeting. This came after the EC had received official notifications on Tuesday from Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Johari Abdul and Johor State Assembly Speaker Datuk Dr. Muhammad Fuad Zarkashi regarding the vacancies for both parliamentary and state seats, which must be filled within 60 days from the date of vacancy in accordance to Article 54(1) of the Federal Constitution and Article 23(5) of the Johor State Constitution. Datuk Sri Salahuddin died at the Sultanah Bahia Hospital in Alustar, Kedah at 9:23 p.m. last Sunday after undergoing surgery for a brain hemorrhage.
Kes bunuh dan rogol Malaysia Audrey, 17 tahun.
Mangsa ni last seen alive 17 hari bulan. Tak ada tempat dah, hilang.
Dijumpai mati dalam keadaan separuh bogil di dalam longkang.
Saya tak dapat nak bayangkan, ketakutan yang berada dalam diri mangsa waktu itu.
Fail Mahkamah, Rabu 9 malam di TV3 dan stream secara HD ditonton.
A 42-year-old businessman with a Dato' title has been detained by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC over alleged money laundering. A source revealed that the suspect, who is popular within the Indian community for bringing in foreign artists for concerts in Malaysia, was detained along with two others at their respective houses in a joint operation with the Inland Revenue Board and Immigration Department. According to the source, the businessman was suspected of laundering money through his various businesses that included restaurants and jewelry shops in Kuala Lumpur. It is understood that the MACC is investigating the businessman's extraordinary wealth and claims that it was amassed within a short time. The suspect is also said to have connections in high places, including political leaders, and his luxurious lifestyle has been the talk of the town for several years, with videos posted on social media. The source added that the anti-graft agency had obtained a one-day remand order for two of the three individuals at the Shah Alam Court on Tuesday. The probe is being carried out under the Anti-Money Laundering, Anti-Terrorism Financing and Proceeds of Unlawful Activities Act. Now, a former cabinet minister is also expected to be called in for questioning by the MACC to assist in the money laundering probe involving the businessman on Wednesday. According to a report by the New Straits Times, which quoted a source close to the investigation, said the former cabinet minister is allegedly a close associate and a business partner with one of the three suspects detained. The source also denied reports of a newspaper company owner, also a dato', of being amongst the three that have been detained. Meanwhile, a report by a news portal also said that the former minister is said to be from a party under Perikatan Nasional. Anti-Islam activists burn Quran in front of Egypt and Turkey's embassies. This and more after this breather.
Money Matters is going to be back after the break.
Don't go away, because Money Matters will be back shortly.
For the past half an hour, you've been with us on Money Matters.
I'm Zahir Kelvin Abdullah, and this is Money Matters.
Money Matters with Zahir Kelvin Abdullah, Azaria Tagaya, Muhammad Ahmad Hamdan, and Anita Wu, Saturdays at 5 p.m. only on TV3.
We're back with news from the foreign front. A small group of anti-Islam activists have once again set fire to copies of the Quran in front of the Egyptian and Turkish embassies in Copenhagen on Tuesday after similar protests in Denmark and Sweden over recent weeks that have enraged Muslims. Turkey on Monday said it strongly condemned what it called a despicable attack on the Quran and called on Denmark to take the necessary measures to prevent this hate crime against Islam, while the Egyptian Foreign Ministry on Tuesday summoned Sweden's Chargé d'Affaires to condemn the desecration of the Holy Book. Denmark and Sweden both, however, have said they deplore the burning of Islam's Holy Book, but cannot prevent it under rules protecting free speech. Tuesday's demonstration in Copenhagen by a group called Danish Patriots was followed by Quran burnings the group staged on Monday and last week in front of the Iraqi embassy. The Speaker of Thailand's parliament postponed on Tuesday a vote for the next Prime Minister by the two houses of the legislature as a political deadlock drags on more than 2 months after a May general election. Now, the vote was initially scheduled for Thursday, following 2 unsuccessful attempts by the leader of the election-winning Move Forward party, Pita Limjaroenrat, to become Prime Minister. It was believed that the postponement was due to a petition to review a decision that blocked the renomination of Pita as a prime ministerial candidate on July 19th. Meanwhile, the populist Pheu Thai party, which emerged as the second most popular party in the May election, was expected to nominate its own candidate for premier this week as part of an 8-party alliance that includes Move Forward. It was reported that the meeting of the alliance scheduled for Tuesday, however, was cancelled, and Pheu Thai lawmaker Sutin Klangsaeng said that talks between the 8 parties were still underway to find a way forward. A powerful typhoon blew closer to the northern Philippines on Tuesday, forcing thousands of evacuations and a halt to sea travel ahead of torrential rain and tidal surges up to 3 meters. The typhoon has also prompted the authorities to cancel maritime travel in the region, resulting to more than 400 ferry passengers stranded at Manila North Port. The typhoon, dubbed as Super Typhoon Duksuri, was packing maximum sustained winds of 185 kilometers per hour as it headed towards a group of 3 lightly populated islands off the northern tip of the main island of Luzon. Now, according to authorities, the storm, which is called Igay in the Philippines, was expected to make landfall or pass very close to the Babuyan Islands of northeastern Cagayan province by Wednesday afternoon. It would then sweep across to Taiwan and then eastern China. Flying start for 4 Malaysian pairs in Tokyo. Sports after this breather. 2023 Japan Open. It was a great day in the office for 4 Malaysian pairs as they got off to a flying start in the opening round in Tokyo. In the tournament held in Yoyogi First Gymnasium, the national #1 women's doubles pair, Pearly Tan and Thinaa, survived a rubber set battle against Chinese duo Liu Xingsu Tan Ning 21-11, 9-21, 21-19 to march into the second round. However, a tricky second round battle would be well on the cards for Pearly Thinaa should top seed Chen King Chen Jia Yi Fan of China beat Canadian pair Catherine Choi Josephine Wu in the other first round match. In the mixed doubles, Chan Ping Soon, Chia Yi Si conjured a huge morale-boosting 21-18, 21-18 victory against 8th seeds Tom Jiquel Delphine Delru. The duo, who had not cleared the first round in their previous 3 tournaments, faced Thai pair Supak Jomko Supis Sarapiu Sampran in the last 16. Chen Tangji To Yi Wei joined them after beating European pair Robin Tabling, Selena Peak in straight sets 21-15, 21-18. The two-time BWF World Tour winners this year will aim to continue this run when they take on top-seeded Chinese pair Zheng Siwei, Huang Ya Kyong next. Professional men's doubles duo Ong Yu Sin, Teo Yi Yi capped off a wonderful day for the Malaysian badminton camp, following a straight sets victory over Lucas Corvi, Ronan Labar of France 21-15, 21-18 in 36 minutes. The 6-seeded pair will determine a quarter-final spot against the winner of another opening round tie involving Chen Bo-yang, Liu Yi from China, or reigning Olympic Games champion Li Yang Wang Chi-lin of Taiwan. On to tennis, the 2023 Croatia Open. Former champion Dominic Thiem advanced to the second round on Monday after beating qualifier Facundo Bagnis in straight sets 6-4, 7-5. The only 2 breaks of the match in Argentine Bagnis' first and final service games both went to Thiem, who won the tournament 8 years ago to claim the second ATP Tour title of his career. The Austrian will face tournament top seed Jiří Lihika of the Czech Republic in his next match. Also through to the next round was Italy's Flavio Cobolli. Cobolli had earlier defeated Marin Cilic in straight sets by 6-4, 6-3 in 1 hour and 57 minutes to reach the second round on Monday. Cobolli, ranked 148, will next play the winner of the match between Dutch qualifier Jesper de Jong and Italian Matteo Arnaldi, the number 7 seed. Over 7.9 million ringgit worth of drugs seized. Details after this break. The police have successfully crippled 4 drug syndicates operating in Selangor and seized various types of drugs with an estimated value of 7.94 million ringgit. State Police Chief Datuk Hussein Omar Khan said the operation conducted between July 17th and 21st by Bukit Aman and Subang Jaya Narcotics Crime Investigation Department involved raids at several locations in Sri Kembangan, Kota Damansara, Putra Heights, Jinjang and Rawang.
Sindiket-sindiket ini, daripada 7 serbuan ini, dia melibatkan 4 sindiket yang bergerak secara berasingan. Dan dipercayai mereka telah mula aktif sejak awal tahun ini. Bekalan dadah yang dirampas ini dipercayai diproses dan diedarkan untuk pasaran tempatan terutama di Lembah Kelang. Modus operandi yang digunakan sindiket ini adalah menjadikan premis kediaman seperti pangsupuri dan juga rumah teres sebagai tempat memproses dan juga menyimpan dadah sebelum diedarkan untuk pasaran tempatan.
Dato' Hussein said 11 men and 5 women were arrested during the operation and 7 of the suspects had previous records related to theft and drug offences. The drug seizure included heroin, methamphetamine, ganja, Ermin 5 pills and ketamine, as well as drug processing equipment and chemicals. He added that police also seized a revolver from one of the suspects along with the syndicate's assets including vehicles, jewellery, cash and luxury watches with a total value of over 1.2 million ringgit. All the suspects have been remanded for 7 days, beginning July 17th, to facilitate investigations under the Dangerous Drugs Act and the Firearms Increased Penalties Act. Meanwhile, Dato' Hussein said the police have so far recorded statements from 19 individuals in connection with the death of Dea Maisara Bada, who reportedly died while receiving treatment at Tengku Ampuan Rahimah Hospital HTA in Klang, Selangor recently. The Selangor Police Chief added that the statements were taken from the staff of HTA, the victims' parents, neighbours, school and police personnel who were on duty at the hospital police beat.
Pihak polis masih ada beberapa tindakan yang perlu diambil, termasuk mendapatkan ataupun review CCTV yang berada di kawasan hospital dan juga mendapatkan laporan penuh forensik berkaitan dengan postmortem.
Dato' Hussein had earlier confirmed that the police receiving 2 reports on the death of a 10-year-old girl lodged by the hospital and the victim's father, and the investigation was being carried out under the Child Act. Previously, a clip had gone viral on social media showing Dea Maisara's grieving father claiming that the girl had died while she was receiving treatment at the hospital. On July 14th, HTA Director Dr. Zulkarnain Muhammad Rawi, in a statement, said an investigation will be conducted into the child's death. In Perlis, police foiled attempts by 2 separate syndicates known as Gang Bangsun and Gang Alung Lubo to smuggle in 17 undocumented immigrants into the country. The foreigners were detained in 2 separate raids by the police in the areas of Titi Tinggi and Wang Kelian, Padang Besar. District Police Chief ACP Muhammad Shukri Abdullah said that the first arrest was made last Friday involving 9 foreigners, while another 8, including 6 women, were nabbed last Sunday. During the operation, authorities also arrested 4 local men aged between 37 and 45, including 2 main suspects believed to be the masterminds behind the 2 smuggling syndicates. All the suspects will be remanded for 28 days, while the immigrants aged between 21 and 46 will be detained for 14 days for further investigation. The modus operandi of the syndicates was to charge each of the undocumented immigrants who were promised jobs in the labour sector between 7,000 to 12,000 ringgit for entry into the country. Throughout this year, until July 24th, the Padang Besar police managed to arrest 66 illegal immigrants of various nationalities at the Malaysia-Thailand border. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look at this 19-year-old musician, Romina Sido, who fled her home in Afrin 5 years ago. She now teaches the violin to children of different ages in a tent in Sardam camp for the internally displaced people in Sabah in the Aleppo countryside. With that, I'm Adrian Seet. Thank you for watching.